She used to walk from her house all the way to Kmart.
I did and that's when my legs are so bad, I guess.
They claim it's supposed to be good for you walking.
I guess it is, but you know, when you don't work, you don't walk as much. You know what I mean?
But I mean, that might have helped you, you know.
Well, it was good for your heart.
Yeah, you have a good heart, thank God. Touch wood. Touch wood.
And I'm a physical wreck.
You are.
And my other hip is bad, and I don't know what they're going to do if they're ever going to take care of me. It's just getting to a point I can't take it anymore, the pain. And I'm sick of talking about it, my pain.
And so you're going to have a hip transplant?
If I can get a transplant.
No, replacement, not a
He wants a
transplant.
transplant. He tells me a transplant. I don't know.
Transplant? No.
I don't know anybody that's dying that wants to give me a hip.
No, you'll have to. Mrs. Minogue used to say, never get old, and I believe her.
Who, Grandma Minogue?
She used to say, oh, never get old. I mean, she used to, have a lot of...
She used to be funny, Larry.
Really?
She would call you, we would call her on the phone, or she would call us. I would call her usually. Oh, I feel, it's terrible. And before the conversation was a couple of sentences, she was cheerful as anything.
Really?
Wasn't she, Doris?
Yeah.
She would change her whole speaking way.
She was a very nice mother-in-law.
Like, she had them big old aprons on.
Yeah, really. She never dressed up.
She didn't. She
You know,
was
for
built
her-
like an old lady.
For her age now, you see people her age look so nice.
Yes.
You know?
Well, I mean, like, she lived to what age? 90s? 90s?
She
She
was
lived to 90, I think.
in her 90s, I think.
Mhm.
Maybe 92, 93.
But when she was in her 70s, she looked old. And 60s.
Yeah,
She never had her hair fixed or anything.
No, I don't think so. Just like in those days, my mother never went out to the hairdresser or anything like that. She always wore the apron, and the dress, the
Well, I remember Grandma Minogue would always say, the machine for a car. Like, she'd say, oh, they're getting into the machine instead of the car.
Oh, yeah, the machine.
Oh, I don't remember
You have a
that.
nice machine.
Yeah.
He's got a nice
I
machine.
didn't know.
Yeah, he's got a nice
And then she would say, if something was expensive, she said, oh, that's dear. That was
that's
dear.
dear, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mother used to say that's dear instead of expensive.
Yeah.
And what other, she said some other things like
It's
that.
funny that Larry remembers them. That's
Well, I mean, because it was so weird, like,
what do you
to call
remember
it the
about,
machine.
What do you remember about my mother?
Oh, well, her. I mean, she was like wild. You know, like I would say when people think that you're funny, I said, oh no. Like my grandmother was like the
I
most.
still remember I have that
Grandmother, yeah.
movie camera up, one of her, where she was kicking her legs up and all in the
Oh, God, she was
dancing.
funny.
You have that?
It's on something of mine. It must have been on
So
one.
she was pretty lively
Yeah, it
to
has
the
to
end.
be. I
I'm
remember
telling
her
you.
Oh,
kicking her legs up.
oh, maybe she's in a picture. One of the home movies where she's the home movies where there was no sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, there might be
And
some
she
of
was dancing
her.
and kicking her legs up.
No, but she was funny. I always
She
say
was.
I wish we had video of her, especially the night of your wedding to Ed,
Oh, God.
To Ed,
because she was telling us stories,
about what?
dirty limericks. She
knew
said
the
she was
jokes.
singing dirty limericks, like,
Jokes.
and like Mary Byrne might remember it, but we were cracking up because
I
she
didn't
was
know that.
she was saying this stuff. I mean, she probably had a few drinks.
Yeah,
you
sure
know,
she
She
did.
must
you know,
have,
she
yeah.
had a few drinks, so she was even more.
Well, see, she
More-
was a
more
bar.
lively.
She was a bartender.
Yeah, she was real lively to the end.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember her not being, real funny and lively.
She when she would come to visit, like now, especially when she was like when Ed was there, she would say, "Oh, it would be like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It's time for a highball."
It's time for our.
Honest?
She
Yeah.
called it something else.
It was
An
it was happy
afternoon.
hour time for
Happy hour.
Happy hour.
happy
yeah,
hour, and she would
yeah.
always make a highball, like whiskey,
know that.
And
like
she
her
liked Ed
Fleischmann's.
because he drank with her. See,
Oh, they both, they were both the same.
she really liked him.
She had the Fleischmann's 100 proof whiskey.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
He was good to her, though. He was maybe send her.
drink shots?
He made me send her.
No,
No, she mixed them.
with seltzer
He
or
would make me send her money so she could go down the casino and stuff.
Mm.
You know, I wasn't too quick to give her money because of her drinking.
He would send her money?
He would make me send it to her.
Honestly?
Yeah, he was good to
liked
her.
that. I mean,
He did.
she
He
liked
liked
him
yeah,
too.
she
Well,
liked him.
Daddy didn't like you to give her money because he thought she would spend it on her friends.
Yeah,
He would
drinking.
say, buy her things.
I don't think they two got along too good, did they?
No, Herb didn't like her.
Herb
did not like
and
my
your
mom.
mom. No, I don't think they did.
No, because he didn't think she was the kind of grandmother a grandmother should be.
A grandmother should, yeah. She
You know,
wasn't.
like his mother was like.
Well,
the
she liked
grandmother.
her grandchildren, I think, didn't she?
Oh yeah, she loved my
She
kids.
liked-
What's that noise?
That's the water going through. You can hear when the bathroom's right above here.
Oh, I thought it was leaking.
Yeah, when they flush the toilet, you can hear the water coming down.
Oh my, Larry's just cut it off now. We're tired.